Tetris, one of the most well-known video games of all time. The game with so much history and positive scientific research behind it. Did you know Tetris helps with addiction, weight loss, PTSD, improves brain efficiency, reduces stress, and potentially helps with neurological conditions? This game will eventually become the cure to cancer, and everyone should play it. Tetris can do so much for health and entertainment, but how about professional and experience-wise? It's clear that Tetris helps everyday skills. So many reference it when talking about organization. Many people look down on video games, but perhaps with Tetris things could be different because of its popularity. Could people see the positive impact of Tetris, or would they just view it as just a degrading video game? Well, I've decided to test the waters and apply to jobs using Tetris as experience. Previous videos in this series had me listing activities from in-game on my application and not flat out saying the name of the game. But this time, I'm listing the actual game. I think I can really only pull this off with Tetris because of its popularity and favorable research. I'm just really hoping someone takes my application seriously. I created a persona for this experiment. I took roughly the first name of the creator of Tetris, Alexei Pajitnov, and the last name of a recent champion who sent waves of shock around the world, Joseph Saley, creating Alexei Saley. Alexei Saley lives on 1984 Block Road in Portland, Oregon, 97233. His email address is alexeitetrismaster@gmail.com, and I produced a phone number through Google Voice for him. I wanted to give Alexei a funny voicemail where it's tetrominoes falling, or maybe even an ironic gamer-like voicemail, but I decided to go with a generic voicemail to keep it legit, because I want to be taken as seriously as possible. After making this person, I needed to make the resume. I listed a variety of skills that one would learn from Tetris. Then I used 3 widely different Tetris games as experience on the resume. Beginning with the original Tetris on Game Boy, because I believe that's how many of the older generation will know it best. The skills I listed were execute critical thinking and adaptability in a fast-paced environment, maintain composure in high-stress situations, organize and build effective structures to achieve Tetris, and performance increased from 600,000 to 750,000 in weeks of dedicated play. After that, I moved to Puyo Puyo Tetris, which released in 2017. I picked this because it has a strong emphasis on multitasking and adaptation. In this game, Alexei juggled 2 different types of gameplay through skillful multitasking. He outmatched opponents with speed and accuracy, organized and arranged objects by category, hue, and amounts, and unlocked various cosmetics through challenges testing patience and skill. And finally, I listed Tetris 99, the Battle Royale Tetris game that captured everyone's attention in early 2019. I had to put this on there because it's the most innovative Tetris game since its birth. On there, Alexei simultaneously achieved Tetris and knocked out opponents. He outlasted nearly 100 other competitors over a dozen times, which is at least 12 more times than I have personally. He efficiently obtained cosmetics during time-sensitive events and earned over 20 titles of recognition. And that's the resume. I'll be sending out to 2 different types of jobs, warehouse jobs and general entry-level jobs. I wrote up 2 cover letters for these. The first cover letter focuses on entry-level jobs. My life has been shaped singularly by Tetris. It probably seems silly to have Tetris as the nucleus of my application, but nothing else can match what this game has taught me. Tetris taught me vital skills for the real world. Patience can solve nearly all issues. Organization is crucial to a successful structure. Panicking in stressful situations benefits no one. And most important of all, multitasking is essential in every occupation. These strengths have carved me as a person and into a successful individual. And Tetris is what I have to thank for that. Then I go on to say thank you for your consideration for the position and end it on, with my T-spins and your stellar company, I am confident we can work together to achieve new high scores. I wanted to make this cover letter more serious so employers can open their mind up about how impactful video games can be. And as you can see, I threw in a little comedy at the end there. As for the warehouse cover letter, I was more tongue-in-cheek, but still meaningful. My previous experience is exclusive to the video game Tetris. Playing Tetris all my life has given me skills that are shaped specifically for this position. Efficient stacking is my strongest asset, as it helped me achieve my highest scores. While I was stacking, my remarkable patience, exceptional organizational skills, and multitasking expertise shined, especially when pulling off combos. It may be hard to believe, but Tetris has molded me into the hardworking individual that I am today, which is why it deserves to be front and center in my application. And those were the cover letters. So with these 2 cover letters and resume, I hard dropped into the depths of Indeed.com and applied to 60 different jobs in hopes of someone taking video games as experience seriously. This is what happened. After applying, I waited a few days to check my email because, anxiety. When I did finally check my email, I had a few responses. The first was from a host/server job I applied for. They didn't seem to care about my actual experience, they just needed to hire someone ASAP. Hello, thank you for your interest in the position I have available. I would like to schedule a brief interview with you. Would you be available to meet with me? I need to fill this position very quickly, so I'm hoping to get interviews in by next week. Please let me know at your earliest convenience. Thank you. It's great that I landed an interview, but it felt like they didn't actually care about my Tetris experience, which is the whole point. Another response was a generic rejection letter, and I cried myself to sleep because of that. When I woke up from this depression sleep, I had more responses. Hello, Alexi. Thank you for your application and submitting an interest for employment with our company. Please let me know if you'll be interested in sitting down for an interview later next week. And I also received, hello, can you come in for a interview tomorrow at 11 a.m.? That's so forward and so grammatically incorrect. But unfortunately, I read that second email after 11 a.m., the day after it was sent, so the time had already passed. But it's great that these 2 companies saw enough in Alexi's Tetris talent to reach out for an interview. But unfortunately, neither of these were from the warehouse positions I applied for, which is a real shame because they're missing out on some spectacular stacking skills. I received another email from a warehouse position shortly after. It was a rejection. Then I got a very rude message. Now, this wasn't from the actual company, to be fair, but it was more from WorkPop, which is a system that the company was using for these applications. They sent me an email saying that I was left on red. What the heck? Why would you send that? The system exists to taunt job hunters. Why would you hurt me or anyone like that? That's just rude. That doesn't matter because I checked my Google Voice account for possible voicemails, and to my surprise, I got a text. This text was from a warehouse job I applied for. Someone really does want Alexi's spectacular stacking skills, and they offered him an interview. This made me so happy because I wanted at least one warehouse position to offer me an interview. I just really hope they offered me the interview because of my resume and cover letter, not because they were short-staffed. In the end, I received 4 interviews. That's a lot better than I expected for someone using Tetris as experience. Now, the biggest thing to take away from this is that someone realized the potential of video games in personality growth. This was an experiment to show that our world is changing. Who knows what will be allowed on resumes and required for jobs in the future? So many people today are molded by video games, and that number will keep rising. Never doubt the power of video games. It might just get you an interview. Thank you all for watching. If you enjoyed this, be sure to check out my other applying to jobs videos. I've done like 4 or 5 series, so check those out. I'll be back with more content soon, so be sure to subscribe, and I will see you all later.